Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Hello and welcome to What's on Tap podcast. We are back again in your ear holes.
Yay!
As usual, I'm Martin and I'm joined by Stefan, who you might not know. He's some kind of weirdo.
Yeah, I'm new to the show. Thanks for allowing me to come on. I appreciate it. Glad I can replace that regular jerk off. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's a real douchebag.
He is a total douchebag. I completely agree with you.
We have some light, fruity, fresh beers.
We do.
To drink and to share with you, our listeners.
Yes. Two very exciting beers from two breweries that we are quite fond of, I would say.
Yes, definitely. You brought a beer that I've been looking forward to, and I brought a beer that I think you've already bought, but you don't want to hurt my feelings.
I'm always looking forward to drinking beer, so I haven't tried it before, so even though I bought it, I will drink it again. I am not opposed to that. It does not bother me in the least. But what's interesting is they're both IPAs, and they're both coming in at 7.5%.
Yes.
So these are pretty similar beers, but I'm going to be willing to bet that we're going to get very different experiences off of them.
Maybe. They look pretty similar.
Not too far off. I would say one's a little more golden-y colored, the other's a little lighter colored. So, but otherwise...
Which one do you want to start with?
Start with the American beer first.
Yes. So from Florida, something like Daria Beach or something.
Dania Beach, very close.
Dania Beach. 3 Sons.
Yep.
In Europe, we've mostly gotten them through Mikkeller Beer Copenhagen Celebration, MBCC,
yes,
where they've been a few years. We haven't been treated that much to them on cans or bottles or kegs here.
Well, they show up right around MBCC time,
yes,
and in like a lot of breweries like Hoofhearted and Daya and Cloudwater and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that shows up right around NBCC time. Unfortunately, there was no NBCC time this year.
No.
So we were not treated to this massive influx of amazing beers from remote breweries in the U.S.
But instead, the European market has kind of been flooded with 3 Sons. Several web shops have had multiple beers.
We've been flooded with a lot. I mean... I guess the plus side of the corona shutdown of everything is that all of the excess beers that they couldn't sell in the US and the UK are finding their way into the Scandinavian and online general European web shops. And we're talking about breweries that never sell outside of the US or literally outside of the UK are suddenly getting like just dumping mass amounts of stuff on the market. So I know Daya has been really prolific in their releases on the web shops in the European market. So
yes,
Verdant as well has been
definitely Verdant more than before.
Yeah,
Verdant usually reached us in some way or another.
Every like 3 months or so we get a few cans, but they've been almost having a regular monthly can drop here recently. It's been quite a few.
So what we're talking about here is the 3 Sons Dopealicious Double Dry Hopped India Pale Ale.
Right.
There's also a version that's not double dry hopped.
Yeah. So they released 2 versions, both called Dopealicious. Looking forward to trying both of them.
Yeah. So it's a New England IPA, 7.5%. Smells quite sweet, actually.
Yeah.
Not that much of a New England IPA aroma.
No, I would not. It doesn't strike me as New England. I mean, the color is pure, like haze gold, Nipa kind of look, but the smell is.
I'm almost getting like a cookie vanilla aroma. It's quite sweet, the aroma.
Oh yeah.
Let's try it. Let's try it so we can. Cheers. It's actually not what I expected.
It's super fruity.
It's very fruity, but it lacks the bitterness.
Yeah. This is not bitter at all. This is kind of, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Hefeweizen.
Wow! Yes.
Banana esters. Like,
you are completely correct. It's not cookies and vanilla I am sensing. It is the banana sweetness.
Yeah. It's like this weird German yeast flavor to it.
Yes.
It's like, so I smell it, I'm like, this smells like something, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Like, I know exactly what it smells like, but I don't know what that is, and I know what it smells like. But then once I taste it, I'm kind of like, oh, I mean, this is banana esters and Hefeweizen flavors. It's weird for a New England IPA because it's not usually the flavors that you would associate with this.
No, but you are nailing that flavor profile. That is what I was sensing, but I couldn't put it in words because there's such a mental disconnect for me here.
Exactly, because it's not like when you think New England IPA, you like the last beer you think of is like Pilsner, Hefeweizen, German styles. But I
actually like those Hefeweizen banana esters.
I love them. It's I think they're amazing.
I think I just need to switch my expectations here.
Yeah. Because I think when you realign to that kind of flavor profile, I think you get a much different experience off of that. Because I would think if you're going in everything, I'm like, oh, it's going to be like papaya and guava and pineapple and all the tropical fruits you usually get off of a New England IPA, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Excuse me. And I will say I've never had a New England IPA that presented this way before. It is a completely different experience.
So it's like a month old.
Yeah.
It's really fresh.
Yeah, it is. And I'm getting like, honestly, I'm getting like banana and apple and
2 months old.
Yeah.
2 months old.
It's very tasty. I love the mouthfeel. I love the sweetness it has to it. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty sweet. I don't know. I don't think it has lactose in it, but it's got a bit of a vanilla-y kind of sweetness to it on the finish. Like I said, there's a bit of an apple juice kind of flavor to it. There's a bit of a banana flavor. It's got kind of a silky mouthfeel. The 7.5% kind of comes through a little bit.
At least in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
That's when it appears.
Yeah.
This is a weird one. If we were rating to style, it would get a low rating. It's kind of fun and it's very drinkable.
Oh, extremely. So we had a discussion about this before we recorded about the fact you had tried this before and you gave it a very low rating. So
the longer but not long story is that I bought this beer thinking it was another beer. Mm-hmm. Then I got it and I realized, I've had this, but Stefan hasn't. Aha! Then I looked further and with the Dopealicious and the double dry hopped, I had both at MBCC. Mm-hmm. And the regular Dopealicious I had given a really high rating. And this, the double dry hopped, I had given a full untapped point. It was something like 425 for the Dopealicious and a 325 for this. A full point difference.
And I would imagine that if you tried them side by side, it could very well be that way. Whereas the flavor profiles could be so different that you're kind of like, oh, this is like a completely different beer, and it tastes completely different.
Yeah, I think this is a case of MBCC, where I'm very thorough about rinsing my glass, but the way you try beers, it's just an onslaught of beer, rinse, 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 beer, rinse.
Yeah. I mean, you experience like MBCC kind of like locust take over a field.
Yes.
You just strip it bare and keep going forward.
Strip it bare.
It is an intense experience that few people can
completely agree.
Yeah. Like if there was a marathon runner, for beer experience.
That's NBCC.
Actually, that's not like you're more like a triathlon runner for a triathlon competitor for NBCC.
Yes, it's multiple. Activities.
Yeah.
But when you and I drink beers, we have kind of a flow.
Mm-hmm.
Certain beers go well after other beers. We have palate cleansers. We mix in like, we have too many stouts. Let's do stout and then an IPA. At NBCC, that's just not the case. You just go for the next rarest thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's the case where I tried something. Maybe I tried an amazing sour and then immediately Dopealicious or double dry hopped, and it just didn't work with the taste buds. Even if you drink water in between.
Yeah. You got to reset all the things. Yeah.
It takes too much time to reset it properly.
Yeah.
There's actually a good trick that wine people do with aroma. It's to smell your own arm.
So what you're doing is you smell your armpit just to be double safe.
I think you're making fun of it. No,
Yes.
It's not armpit. It's just smelling your own skin actually resets your aroma palette because you're so used to your own aroma.
Yeah.
That's such a natural resetter. Yeah, it smells like nothing basically. To other people,
It smells pretty sexy to me.
that's because he smells my skin. No, but that's a real trick.
I can see that. It's like when you get too many smell perfumes, you usually smell coffee in between.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah.
I've never heard
So
of
you smell
that.
coffee beans in between. So if you're smelling a lot of different colognes or a lot of different perfumes, if it gets too much, you smell coffee because the coffee is so different from all of the colognes and perfumes you're trying on that it doesn't. It resets your olfactory senses.
That's pretty cool. I hadn't heard about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm liking this for all the wrong reasons.
Me too. Like, this is one of those beers where I could easily see someone trying it and going, "This is hot trash."
Let's never drink New England IPAs ever again.
2, like 0.25, something like that, because it is such a, and this is people that love New England IPAs could still try this and go, no, this is just off. This isn't the flavors I want from this beer. This is not what a New England IPA should taste like, and therefore I'm going to give it a
low.
A very low rating. But I think it's excellent, and
because we don't rate beers on style. We rate
don't.
beers on flavor. I'm giving this a 4.
Yeah, I rate it on enjoyment, and I'm going to give it a 3.75.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm close to 3.75.
I think it's a little. I like the carbonation, but I think it's a little boozy. That's the only reason why I'm giving it a 3.75. I think that I've had better New England IPAs that have had a higher ABV that have masked the booziness better. And I think the carbonation enhances the booziness and almost makes it. It's extremely Belgian. It is so Belgian, it's crazy.
It's a combination of German and Belgian. Yes. Yeah. Actually, let me re-rate it at the end of the episode when we've had the next beer, because I think the reference between these two will make all the difference for me.
All right. Well, let's just jump into the next beer then.
No, let's come back after a commercial.
Let's do a commercial break and then we'll be right back.
And we're back. Now, so I brought the Dopealicious. Now it's time for the beer that Stefan brought that I'm really looking forward to.
I mean, we've had Wylams on this show many times, and anytime we get our hands on a Wylams can, it is not unusual for us to feature it on the episodes.
We are Wylams fanboys.
We are fanboys, to say the least. And we have the Cycles of Amplification here, which is another IPA. This has Citra and Cryo, Galaxy T90, and Mosiac BBC, which I do not think stands for what BBC usually stands for.
The British Broadcasting Company.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. What BBC? Keep talking.
So this is an IPA, again 7.5%, and the color is, like I said, slightly lighter than the other one, but looks like almost like a milkshake IPA. It's super light and hazy. But it smells much more like a New England IPA with a very hop forward kind of.
So the BBC
sweet nose.
The BBC Pure Hop pellet is made by the Boston Beer Company. So it's Samuel Adams.
Oh, okay.
Who invented this hop.
Nice.
That's what a rudimentary internet search teaches me.
Okay. Oh, no, sorry. If you heard a weird buzzing there, I have some sort of weird phone call from a +88 number. I have no idea where that's from, but I was just like, oh.
Maybe there's something wrong with your Windows installation, and you need to give them
It's
your.
probably something wrong with my Windows installation on my.
You need to give them your passwords immediately.
I will. You guys, I need to pause this and go take care of this issue. It seems very stressful for me. All right. Well, cheers.
It smells much better than the Three Sons. Yes, this is what we're going for.
This is a much more like. I really wish I knew what the Dopealicious was using for their yeast strains and for their hops, because this is such a like the Dopealicious is. It really should be labeled a Belgian IPA. Dear Lord, whereas this is just classic Wylams. IPA. It's so.
So now I'm ready to decrease the Three Sons to a 375, and this is already so much better. This is oomph.
This is light and drinkable, and I mean you could just easily pound this beer. It is just so smooth and delicious. Holy crap!
This is one of the better Wylams we've had in a while.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely up there. It's not the best Wylams has done, I think, but it is certainly a very enjoyable, very easy drinking, just smooth IPA.
It has a bit of this hop burn feeling. It has a lot of tropical fruit.
There's a lot. I don't get a lot of hop burn on it. I think
You're
it's
not?
mostly faded out.
I still don't. I still can't identify hop burn. There's something that keeps lingering at the back of my throat after tasting it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I see where you're going with that. It's kind of a hoppy residue. Mm-hmm. But hop burn is like, for me anyway, it's when I drink the beer and immediately after finishing it, it just burns in the back of my throat.
There's a little burn here.
It's okay. There's a little burn. I mean, okay. I don't think it's hot burning.
Okay.
But I guess I can go there with you if you really wanted to push the issue.
No, I don't want to push the issue.
Because for me it doesn't. I don't think of it as hot burn because it's so minor, and for me it's just it's right on that edge of the hop oil starting to be played out. I think this is. We're hitting it right at the right time to try this beer. Unfortunately, there's not a date on the bottom, and you can't really tell when it was canned or anything. But I'm guessing it was probably about 4 to 6 weeks ago.
I would say a month, yeah.
And we're hitting it, I think, at just the right time. It's got that kind of tropical fruit, papaya, pineapple-y kind of flavors to it. It almost gets into that spoiled flavor profile that you get sometimes.
Spoiled fruit?
Sure, we'll go spoiled fruit.
What did you mean by spoiled?
Spoiled fruit, I mean, some people have described it as like baby diaper or spoiled garbage, but spoiled fruit is another way to, I think, also describe that.
But I mean, if fruit that's a little bit overripe, but it's completely edible. That's what I mean with slightly spoiled.
Usually when I describe it as spoiled fruit, it's that fruit it's gone from like ripe to just kind of mush.
So there's a lot of flies around it.
Yeah. Like when you touch it, it just kind of like your fingers go through it because everything is just broken apart on the inside.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And I think I get that a lot from a lot of IPAs sometimes, based on the hops that they use. It can really give this spoiled fruit, sweet garbage kind of smell to it.
Is it mangoes that you hate in beer?
No, it's guava.
Guava
absolutely kills me.
But that's garbage. That's not spoiled fruit. That's pure garbage for you.
Ugh, it's a tough flavor profile for me. I can drink it sometimes, but overall, it is.
I'm not questioning you. I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to understand. I'm not getting this spoiled. I'm not getting like rotting fruit from this.
No, I wouldn't say it's rotting. I would say it's on that overripe area where it's not quite rotting, but it definitely needs to be eaten today.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so I'm gonna give this. I think I'm gonna give it a 4. Originally, I was gonna give it a 4.25. I think it was only because comparing it against the Dopealicious, I think it's just that much better. But in reality, if I was to just drink it on its own, I would give it a 4.
So what are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 4.
And if you weren't comparing it to Dopealicious?
Well, no, if I was comparing it to Dopealicious, I would give it a 4.25.
It is a 4.25. I'm giving it a 4.25.
But I'm giving it a 4 because I'm drinking it as its own experience. And if I was just to have this on its own and drink it, I would give it a 4.
Okay, because since I decreased Dopealicious to 3.75,
yes,
this is a 4.25 because it needs to have a 0.5 difference, I think. This is...
No, I completely understand that. For me, then I would have to drop the other one down to a 3.5.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But it has all the tasty banana esters. No, I actually think this is a 4.25 compared to other beers on the market as well.
My problem with Dopealicious is if they're using the Belgian yeast strains, they should really...
I don't think they are.
You don't think they are?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's just so... It just smells so Belgian-y. I mean, you smell it now. You really get that... You get those Belgian esters. They're just so strong.
I think we've gotten a weird can, or we're drinking it at the wrong time in its life cycle.
You know what? There is no way there is a time cycle in this beer that
I don't know
that it goes to this level. This is in the fundamentals of the brewing itself.
There's something really
and there's
strange.
nothing wrong with a Belgian IPA. I've had them and they're quite tasty, but if you're doing that, you should label it as that. And I okay, look it up on Untappd and see if they say what they're using here.
Yeah, just keep talking
because it's so prominent that
no information available,
bastards.
But other people are giving it 4.5s and stuff. Our friends are giving it 4.5s. They've gotten different can sizes. It's the same release that they're buying. There's something really strange with this one.
All right.
Maybe they bottled the wrong. Maybe they canned the wrong beer in ours.
Yeah, just this one can. They accidentally mislabeled it. It happens. Okay. Well, you can find us online at what'suntappedpodcast.com. Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. We are Pod Syndicate.
Martin's secret social media network.
Yes, Pornhub, I think is what it's called.
Now mine is invite only.
Okay, yeah.
Why aren't we at Pornhub?
It's a members only account. I understand.
Yes.
That's where everyone's going to these days. Is the members only.
Yes.
Websites.
Yes.
We should do that sometime.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So until next time,
keep drinking, you dum-dums.
Yeah, we should.
This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.